What if I told you that there is a method that can literally rewrite your reality, and it is so powerful that those who have mastered it call it nothing short of a miracle? But this is not magic, esotericism, or fantasy. It is a real, forgotten law, which was known and used hundreds of years ago. Mystics of the East knew about it. Helena Blavatsky wrote about it. And today, in this video, we're not just going to touch on this topic. We're going to take it to the ground, step by step. You will learn how to change the perception of the past so that the present and the future will rearrange itself. And you'll be surprised at how easy it is to start doing it right now. So stay tuned. Watch this video to the end. It could be a game changer for you. Subscribe to the channel, give it a like if it resonates with you, and be sure to write in the comments what experiences from the past you'd like to change. Your participation is important. It will activate the processes that will trigger change in your life. Now to the point. Most people live with the firm belief that reality is like a concrete wall, fixed, unchanging, and cold. They think the past is a cemented block of events that can't be rewritten. But the truth is that it's all an illusion. Helena Blavatsky, one of the most enigmatic and wise figures of her time, taught that the past is not an external reality, but an internal construct, and it exists only in your head. Have you ever wondered why two people can remember the same event in completely different ways? Because a memory is not an exact record. It's a dynamic process involving emotions, beliefs, and internal images. And here's the key. If you change the perception of that memory, you change the starting point of your reality. And with it, your present results and future scenarios change. It's not fantasy. It works on the same principle that our subconscious mind works on. It doesn't distinguish between reality and memory. Everything you experience is just data to it. And if you start overriding the data, you will start changing what is created from it, your life. Let's start by practicing. The first step is to realize that the past is not carved in stone. It's like a draft in a notebook. It can be edited. Think right now about a moment in your life that still clings to you. It could be a hurt, a failure, a fight, a loss, guilt, or shame. Even if you try not to think about it, it still affects you. Through behavior, through limiting beliefs, through repeated scenarios in your life. Now imagine you have a paintbrush in your hand and you can paint this scene the way you want. Give it a different tone. See yourself in this situation as strong, wise, confident. Change the inner story. Not for someone else, for yourself. You don't have to talk about it. Do it in silence and the change will come by itself. Helena Blavatsky claimed that we are constantly, albeit unconsciously, editing the past. We soften or amplify memories, sometimes even forget entire episodes. This is a natural process, but if you take control of it, you will have a powerful tool in your hands. After all, it is on these memories that everything is built. Your relationships, your financial health, your energy level, even your health. Our memories are not just archives. They are the architectural blueprints by which our consciousness builds the house called the present. And if you redo the blueprint, the house changes. It's as simple as that. And most importantly, you can start small. Take one memory, even if it's from the recent past, that's dragging you down. Rewrite it in your mind. Visualize how you'd like it to happen. Feel it, believe it, and give your subconscious mind the command to build on the new blueprints. In the next few minutes, we'll go step by step through exactly how to do this. With specific examples from life, I will show how this method can be applied in relationships, in work, in health, and self-esteem. Because this is not theory, this is practice, which changes destinies. So stay with me. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Give me a like if this information is important to you. And be sure to write in the comments what moment from the past you'd like to rewrite. Don't be afraid to share. It's the first step to transformation. And remember, you are not the victim of your story. You are its author. And right now you have the opportunity to take pen in hand and start writing a new chapter. Maybe you've been waiting for an important payment, but the money never came. For example, you're a freelancer who completed an order and the client forgot to pay, and it threw you off track. Or you had a conflict with a close person, a friend, a colleague, a relative, and now it's like an ice wall between you. Maybe you've applied for a job, a degree, or some project but got a rejection that felt like it clipped your wings. Or maybe you just woke up in the morning feeling like life is a run in circles and you're stuck in a dead end. These moments are your points for change. Most people take these events as a given. They replay them over and over in their heads, reliving every little detail, the anxiety, the resentment, the frustration. Thoughtlessly, they reinforce these memories as if pouring cement over them, making them part of their reality forever. It's like listening to the same sad song all the time. It embeds itself in your mind, and you start to live to its tune. But what if you could go back and rewrite that memory? What if your subconscious mind accepted a different version of the past, one where everything worked out the way you dreamed it would? How do you do that? Start by choosing one event. Don't try to rewrite your whole life at once. Start with something specific that is bothering you. It could be a recent moment that left a residue, or even something from the distant past that still affects you. For example, imagine a young woman who recently went to a job interview. She prepared for days, memorized all the possible questions, but at the interview she got nervous, stammered her words, and didn't get the job. Now, every time she thinks about it, she feels like a failure. She replayed the moment when her voice shook and the interviewer looked skeptical, and it convinces her that she can't handle this kind of task. But she decides to rewrite that memory. Instead of seeing herself as confused, she imagines walking confidently into the office, answering questions clearly and with a smile, looking back with approval. She feels proud, confident that the job is already hers. It's not just a fantasy. She is creating a new template for her subconscious mind that will begin to change her reality. Another example. A man who dreams of starting his own business recently offered his services to a local company. Let's say he makes custom furniture. But they turned him down, saying his work was not suitable. Now he feels crushed, as if his dream is unattainable. Instead of scrolling through the rejection, he begins to rewrite the memories. He imagines walking into the office, showing his projects, and the manager saying, "This is exactly what we need. Let's collaborate." He feels elation, pride, seeing his furniture already standing in the showroom. It gives him a new boost of confidence that can change his approach to future negotiations. Now, it's your turn. Think back to a moment that upset you. Maybe you were late for an important meeting because of traffic and it ruined your day, or you had an argument with a friend and now there's tension between you. Maybe you started a new hobby. For example, did you want to learn to paint or go jogging in the morning but quickly gave up after deciding you weren't good at it? Choose one event, big or small. Now rewrite it in your imagination. If the money didn't arrive, imagine you received it a week ago. Visualize opening your banking app, seeing the right amount, and feeling relieved to pay your bills or buy something nice. If there was a conflict, replay the conversation, but now it is peaceful. Imagine the other person smiling, agreeing with you, and feeling the warmth of understanding. If you've been rejected, imagine getting a call or text saying, "Congratulations, you've been accepted." Feel the elation, the joy, as if it has already happened. Why is it important to feel? The key is to not just see the picture, but to feel the moment. You're not watching a movie in your head. You're living the event. Your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between the actual event and what you vividly imagined. It reacts to the emotions you invest. If you're just coldly imagining how things went differently, it won't work. Your mind won't believe it. But if you feel joy, relief, confidence, as if it were already true, the subconscious mind accepts it as fact. For example, if you're rewriting the moment you didn't get the money, don't just visualize the numbers on the bill. Feel the tension leave your shoulders as you calmly plan what you'll spend that money on. The joy of buying something for yourself or loved ones. How to choose an event. If you're not sure where to start, think about what's bothering you most right now. It could be something that is preventing you from moving forward. Feelings of failure, resentment, fear. For example, a woman who had a fight with her sister over nothing might choose this moment. She remembers how they yelled at each other, and it still gnaws at her. She decides to rewrite the memories. Now they talk quietly, laugh, drink tea together. She feels a warmth, a closeness, as if the fight never happened. Or a teenager who was bullied at school can rewrite the moment when he was laughed at. He imagines instead that he jokes easily with his classmates and everyone laughs with him. He feels a sense of confidence, of acceptance. Pause right now, take a deep breath, and choose one event to correspond with. Don't procrastinate. Start, because from this moment on, the old reality will begin to dissolve and the new will begin to manifest. This is the first step to taking your life into your own hands. Step 2. Solidify the new reality. through repetition. Now that you've chosen an event and rewritten it in your imagination, it's time to anchor this new reality. This is the most important step, but this is where many people stumble. They imagine once how things went differently and expect the world to turn overnight. But Helena Blavatsky emphasized that success comes through persistence. Your subconscious mind doesn't change the script with a single thought. It needs repetition like a plant needs water to take root and bloom. You're not just imagining something different. You rewrite the story in your mind until it's the only truth he knows when and how to do it. The best time to rewrite memories is before bed, when you are relaxed and almost asleep. In this relaxed, almost sleepy state, your mind becomes as open as a blank sheet of paper, ready to accept new ideas. This is the time when the barriers between your conscious and subconscious mind become thinner, and you can easily write down your new reality. Lie in bed, close your eyes, relax, and start scrolling through your new memories. But don't just scroll it like a movie. Live it as if you were there in that moment. Let's say you are a student who failed an important exam. Every night, instead of remembering the red corrections on the worksheet or the stern look from the instructor, imagine opening your results and seeing the top score. See the numbers or letters on the screen confirming your success. Feel the pride that fills your chest, the relief that spills through your body, the joy when you call your parents or friends to share the news. Imagine them congratulating you as you smile knowing it all worked out. It's not just a picture. You are creating an emotional imprint that your mind accepts as truth. Another example. Imagine a woman who had an argument with a coworker at work. The conversation got out of hand, and now she feels overwhelmed, replaying every harsh word in her head. Instead, she begins to rewrite her memories. Every night before she goes to bed, she imagines the same conversation going smoothly. She speaks confidently, her coworker nods and agrees, and they part with smiles. She feels the warmth of having things resolved, the reassurance that she is respected. She doesn't just see the scene, she feels the tension go away, her shoulders relax, she breathes more freely. Why is repetition so important? Your subconscious mind is not a button you can push once and get results. It works through habit, through repetition. Think of a memory from your childhood that feels as solid as a rock. For example, the first time you rode a bike or had a birthday party. It feels real because you've replayed it many times, telling yourself the story. That's how correspondence works. You repeat a new memory until it feels as real as any other. Over time, the old version of the one where things went wrong will begin to fade like a faded photograph, and the new one will take its place. 3 key elements of correspondence. Emotions are fuel. The subconscious mind doesn't respond to empty images. It responds to feelings. If you're rewriting memories of money, feel the confidence and peace of mind knowing you have it. If it's an attitude, feel the joy and warmth of being understood. If it's an opportunity, feel the elation that you've already gotten it. For example, a man who hasn't received a long-awaited raise can rewrite the moment when the boss announces the decision. He imagines hearing, "You deserve a raise," and feels pride, relief, and joy as he plans how he will spend that money. He doesn't just see the scene, he feels his heart beating faster with happiness. Repeat until it feels natural. The goal is not to make yourself believe, but to make the new version so real that you forget the old one. Scroll through the new memories every night like a favorite song. Take your time, let it take root. A young guy who missed the chance to go study abroad can imagine receiving an enrollment letter. He is seen opening the email, reading, "Congratulations, you have been accepted." He feels elated, starts packing his bags, imagines saying goodbye to his family. A few nights later, this memory becomes as real as any other, and his mind begins to believe it's true. Be consistent. Don't just try it once and quit. The subconscious mind is like a garden. What you water, it grows. If you keep feeding an old negative memory, it will grow stronger like a weed. But if you take care of new, positive things, they will take root and become your reality. Set yourself a rule. Every night before you go to bed, take 5 to 10 minutes to text. It's like brushing your teeth. A simple habit that changes everything over time. Another example. A teenager who feels like an outcast at school decides to rewrite a moment when he was made fun of in class. Instead, he imagines how easy it is to joke with his classmates, how they laugh with him, how he feels accepted. Every night he replays this scene, feeling confidence, warmth, joy. He sees the boys calling him to sit with them at recess, the teacher praising his response to the lessons. Over time, he notices that in real life he begins to behave more boldly, and his classmates actually become friendlier. His new belief changes not only his thoughts, but also his behavior. And those around him notice it. Why it works. Your past is not a set of facts, but a story your subconscious mind tells itself. If you change that story, you change reality. Your mind doesn't argue. It doesn't check what really happened and what didn't. It believes what you instill in it over and over again. When you rewrite the past, your subconscious mind adjusts the present and future to the new scenario. It's like updating a program on your computer. Once the new version is installed, everything starts working differently. Shacked. Be silent and trust the process. This step is the hardest for many because it requires patience and faith. People rewrite memories, feel something change, and immediately want to share it with the world. They call friends, post on social media, tell family, "I'm trying this cool thing." Or, even worse, they start looking for proof. The money has already come in. People treat me better. I look different. As soon as they do that, the process goes haywire, like taking a pie out of the oven before it's baked. Helena Blavatsky taught that belief in a new reality is stronger than looking for evidence. If you want a method to work, you have to keep it secret and trust that everything is already in motion. Why you can't speak up? Think of your subconscious mind as wet clay. When you rewrite your memories, you press a new pattern into it. But if you immediately start touching it with your fingers, checking to see if it worked, asking others' opinions, you smudge the pattern. It's like planting a seed in the ground and digging it up every day to see if it has sprouted. You're not giving it a chance to take root. When you talk about your process or seek validation, you send a message of doubt to your subconscious mind. Will it work? This destroys the faith that is needed for reality to change. Example: a woman wanted to mend her relationship with her parents. After a big fight, it was as if a wall had grown between them. She began to rewrite memories, imagining a warm family evening where everyone was laughing, hugging, and happy. She felt love, closeness, joy, as if the quarrel had never happened. But the next day, she couldn't help herself and called her mom to see if anything had changed. Her mom answered coldly, and the woman got upset, thinking the method wasn't working. She dropped the correspondence. If she kept quiet and continued to trust the process, the change would come on its own. Looking for proof too soon, she interrupted the magic. Another example: a man was looking for a new apartment for a long time. All the options he had applied for had fallen through, and he began to think he would never find the right home. He began to rewrite memories of the last rejection, imagining the landlord calling and saying, "The apartment is yours, come sign the contract." He felt relief, joy, imagining unpacking boxes in his new home. But then he told a friend, "I'm trying one technique to find an apartment." The friend laughed. "Well, good luck with that." That doubt crept into his head, and he stopped rewriting. If he had kept his mouth shut and kept going, reality might have turned around for him. How to do it? It's simple, but it takes discipline. Don't tell anyone. Don't share your process with friends, family, coworkers. Don't post about it on social media, even if you really want to talk about how awesome it works. Keep it to yourself. Your mind is your personal garden, and you don't call the crowd there to stomp on the beds. Don't look for proof. Don't check every 5 minutes to see if it worked. Don't open a bank account to see if the money came in. Don't analyze people's behavior to see if something has changed. It's like looking at a kettle expecting it to boil. It only boils when you look away. Trust that the process is underway, even if you don't see results yet. Live as if everything is already true. Accept that your new memories are already a reality. If you rewrote the moment where you got the money, act like you have it. Not in the sense of spending it mindlessly, but in the sense of inner peace. If you have rewritten the conflict, communicate with the person as if things are already set. This helps your subconscious reinforce the new reality. Why it works. Most people live by the principle, where when I see it. They check their bank account, their mail, their relationships, and decide what's true based on what they see. But that's like letting ponytail lead the dog. To create reality, you have to believe first, and the proof will come on its own. Reality doesn't change as long as you stare at it. A caterpillar doesn't turn into a butterfly by looking in a mirror. A seed doesn't grow if you keep digging it up. The sun doesn't rise because you stand and wait. It just appears. That's how this law works. Don't wait for proof. Know that it will come because you have already rewritten the past. Why does this seem like a miracle? This method seems like a miracle because it puts you in the driver's seat of your life. Most people are passengers who just float along, reacting to whatever fate throws their way. If something goes wrong, they shrug their shoulders and say, "Well, what can you do? That's life." But the Helena Blavatsky method is a game changer. You don't react to reality, you create it. By rewriting the past, you are saying to your subconscious mind, "This is what is true now." And the subconscious mind, as a faithful assistant, does everything to make this truth become reality. Example: a young girl has always considered herself unlucky in love. All her relationships ended in disappointment, and she began to think that she would never meet her man. Then she learned about this method. She chose a recent moment, a failed date, after which the guy stopped responding. Instead of scrolling through his silence, she imagined the date went perfectly. They had laughed, found common ground, agreed to meet again. She felt joy, the assurance that she was appreciated. Every night she scrolled through that memory until it was as real as any other. A few weeks later, she met a new man, and things worked out in ways she never expected. Her new belief, based on her rewritten past, changed her reality. Another example: a man dreamed of opening his own business, such as a coffee shop. He prepared a business plan, but the bank denied the loan and he felt his dream was crumbling. He started rewriting his memories. Every night he imagined the bank manager calling and saying, "Your loan has been approved. We are happy to support your project." He felt relief, elation, imagining choosing a location for the coffee shop, ordering furniture, meeting his first customers. A month later, he unexpectedly received an offer from an acquaintance who wanted to invest in his idea. This is not magic. This is the work of the subconscious mind, which believed in the new reality. This method works because your subconscious mind is always listening. It doesn't argue. It doesn't ask questions. It simply accepts what you give it. If you feed it stories of failure, it will build your life around them. But if you give it stories of success, harmony, and prosperity, it will begin to create that reality. It's like choosing what to plant in a garden. You decide what flowers will bloom, how to start right away. If you're ready to give it a try, here's a step-by-step plan. Choose events. Find a moment from the past that bothers you. It could be a small thing, missing the bus, a fight with a neighbor, or something big, failing an exam, getting rejected from a job. Start with something that evokes strong emotions, but not too difficult to feel the method work. Rewrite it, close your eyes, relax, and visualize how it went differently. See the scene vividly, with detail. If it's money, visualize it coming into the account, how you spend it. If it's an attitude, imagine a peaceful conversation, smiles, warmth. If it's an opportunity, imagine a letter or phone call with good news. Feel the emotion, joy, relief, confidence. Repeat every night. Do it before bed, in a relaxed state. Scroll through the new version for 5 to 10 minutes until you feel it become real. Take your time. Repetition makes it true. Keep quiet. Don't tell anyone, not even those closest to you. Don't check to see if it worked. Trust that the process is underway. Tell yourself, it's already been rewritten. This simple statement helps your mind anchor the new reality. Say it to yourself with confidence, as if you were putting a stop to it. Example: a woman who gets nervous before public speaking picks a moment when her presentation at work has failed. She imagines speaking confidently, her coworkers listening with interest, her boss praising her. She feels pride, joy. Every night she repeats this scene, and after a couple weeks her next presentation goes much better. She is calm and her coworkers applaud. This method is not an instant fix, but a new way of living. Start with the little things to get a feel for how it works. When you see the results, you'll gain the confidence to take on the big stuff, the lost job, the broken relationship, the unfulfilled dream. Each time you rewrite your memories, You take your life into your own hands. You don't just go with the flow, you choose where you want to go. Helena Blavatsky has given us a tool that allows us not just to live, but to create our own reality. Your past is not chains that hold you down. It is the clay from which you can mold anything you want. Try this method today. Pick one moment, rewrite it, repeat it, be silent, and watch as reality begins to adjust to your new scenario. When the results come, and they will say more for you than any words can.